Hey, what's going on, everybody? Ali Saleh here. And look, in this video, I need to address a few things that have happened over the last 10 months. And, this is not something I wanted to do, but it's kind of come to a point where I have to do this. And really, it's to kind of clear up my name and to just kind of set the record straight on a lot of things that have happened over the last 10 months. And obviously, as you guys know, I left eaCONomy in May of 2023. And since then, it's been, an ongoing situation. I wish it just stopped in May, but unfortunately, we're here today. And one of the reasons why I'm making this video is two parts, right? Number one, in lieu of recent information with Jose Ardon, an industry legend who's been in the industry for 21 years, was actually removed from eaCONomy in similar fashion to myself. And number two, it's just also gotten to a point where I'm kind of tired of seeing multiple people join this company and trust Hassan Mahmoud and be dealt the same fate that I've been dealt, and yes, and Sapan has been dealt, and many other people have been dealt, including Jose as well. So I'm just going to really go ahead and dive into the story a bit, clear up my name, and really talk a little bit about what it is that I'm trying to accomplish here. So first and foremost, I just want to make a disclaimer that anything I talk about today is what I understand to be the truth. It's not designed to be defamatory in any capacity. More so, it's designed to clear my name and to really talk about the industry as a whole. When I joined network marketing, I fell in love with the industry. And really, I'm quite new in the industry. I've only been in since April of 2020. And since I've been in, I've been able to build massive teams of over 14,000 active customers. I've been able to launch multiple different businesses and really reach high levels and increase and create multiple leaders while I do so. And one of the reasons why I love network marketing is because it allows me to help people and myself in ways that, a regular 9 to 5 or a job can't. It affords people opportunities. And at the end of the day, for me, network marketing has always been a beacon of hope. So I've always looked at network marketing as such a positive industry and an incredible place for people to win. I never viewed it as a place where there's so much toxic energy, lying, cheating, backbiting, backstabbing, plotting and planning, scheming, and just sheer amount of negativity in this industry with certain bad actors that gives the entire industry a name. So a bad name. So part of me making this video is to kind of let people see that network marketing is still beautiful and it has so much to offer, and we can't let a few bad apples and bad actors ruin such an amazing space that changes and empowers lives all across the world. So let's kind of dive right into this. So when I left eaCONomy, there was a few things that were said about me that I want to address head on. Number one, the main thing was that I didn't recruit anybody into the business, and I was just sat at the top on a deal, making a check, and I wasn't doing anything. First of all, that's not true. I joined eaCONomy in September of 2021. I put 9,000 people in the pre-launch. The launch didn't go as planned, and a bunch of people scattered and did not launch because there was no merchant processor. It wasn't connected into the back office, and a bunch of people quit. So we launched with a couple hundred people. After 2 months of this process, I was having conversations with Hassan, and he recommended that we move my pay leg into my power leg to provide power for the entire company and me have a one leg deal. And all of this stuff now is public information. You can Google it, Saleh versus eaCONomy. It's all there, okay? So I'm not telling you any secrets at this point. So when I joined the company, that happened, and then we continued to build. I ended up recruiting Suhail and Alicia, and they deny the fact that I recruited these people, and my enrollment tree is still currently 85% of the company if you look at it right now. From the people that I directly enrolled through my account, they're the ones that are still building. That's still 85% of the company growth and momentum and volume is still from my enrollment tree. These are facts, okay? In addition to that, so again, they say I didn't bring anybody. That's not true. Brought in multiple leaders, multiple six-figure leaders. Even before Suhail and Alicia came, multiple six-figure leaders joined eaCONomy through myself. In addition to that, it was told that I committed sexual harassment. Now, this is a very disgusting claim, and the reason why people do this is to really defame you and make you look bad. If you look at what's happened to Andrew Tate, Russell Branson, and all the people out there, in order for the establishment to make you look real shit, they will accuse you of sexual harassment and things of that nature. Now, just to address this in the most simple fashion ever, my wife goes absolutely everywhere with me on any business trip. I've never been alone. This has kind of been my rule since I've been in the industry, and that has protected me from these types of claims. So I refute these claims 100%. They're baseless, absolutely disgusting, and shame on them, because these are the type of claims that can ruin someone's life. In addition to that, they've also used this claim that someone was quote unquote raped, who was terminated from the company as well prior to me being terminated. And again, tasteless, baseless. It was a mutual relationship. So when I hear these types of things, it's quite frustrating. But either way, full lies. Third claim, that I met Suhail and Alicia in October of 2022. Bullshit. I've known these guys from when we were in a previous company together. We were cross lines. We met each other back in like probably February of 2021. So we've known each other for quite some time. The first time we met physically was in October, after they enrolled with me in July. And that I defamed Hassan to encourage Suhail and Alicia to open up a network marketing company with me, and that it would be a direct competitor to eaCONomy. Absolutely false, baseless, not true. And this is in their sworn written statements. Again, public information that you can find online. Suhail and Alicia decided it would be a good idea to write a completely fabricated sworn statement that makes these claims. And I have proof of all of this stuff, and if I need to release it, I will. I'm not speaking out of context. Everything I'm talking about is pure facts, and I have evidence to back all of this up. But anyway, they said that, I defamed Hassan and eaCONomy, which I never did, to coerce them into launching some business with me. Now, unbelievably not true, because if that was the case, when I left eaCONomy, I would have just launched my own company. But obviously, I went to another company. And one of the things that refutes this claim is when I left, Hassan was telling people that I was caught building in another company, which again is not true. So if I was building in another company, why would I be launching my own company and convincing Suhail and Alicia to go to that company? Again, all bullshit. None of it makes sense. The other claim that was really frustrating is Alicia Janjoa, Miss Alicia, a personal assistant here. She put in her claim that I accused Hassan of sexually harassing her. Now, I unfortunately have to get into the details of the story because again, the whole point is for me to indemnify myself. But what ended up happening, we were at Nova Park Hotel, and apparently they were going to the toilet, to the bathroom for Americans, and there was some altercation that happened, and apparently Hassan touched her hand. Suhail brought it to my attention and other people's attentions. They spoke about this to other distributors as well, and Suhail was upset about it, and I made sure to address the situation. And that was it. That's as far as it went. I'd never used that scenario ever again after that. And again, there was a time where, and don't get confused here, I'll circle all this together, where Candace was, when she was CEO, she was trying to fish for information where Hassan may have committed sexual harassment or whatever. And she was asking multiple people, was Hassan ever inappropriate with women, things of that nature. And I have messages to prove all of this where she's asking me, has Hassan done this with Fabiana? Has Hassan done this with Lily? There's also an incident where Lily apparently said that Hassan messaged her about sexy legs. I don't know. Again, all this stuff is bullshit, baseless. When you get into these kinds of things, it's just to tear someone down to build someone up. And one of the main reasons why I never even made a video like this is because my goal was never to tear down, to build up. I just wanted to go do my own thing. So again, I just want to clear it up. I built this business, and I spoke to Hassan face to face when he came to me to terminate me. And I told him, listen, you might own this company, but I own that genealogy structure. So we need to figure something out. So now that I've addressed those things, let's kind of talk story real quick. And I want to do this as quick as possible. Once I signed up Suhail and Alicia, we went on tour, we built the business, we did a tour in the UK, whatever. We come home, Hassan goes ghost. Cannot get a hold of him. And long story short, what ends up happening is Michael and Candace reach out to me saying, hey, have you talked to Hassan? There's going to be some changes in the company. I'm like, I have not. And then I speak to Hassan, and he tells me he's stepping down because he's terminally ill. I have these in messages as well, where he's reached out to me and said that he's terminally ill and things of that nature. And I don't know if you guys understand the definition of terminally ill. It means you're on your pathway to departing from the world. So it's a pretty serious claim. Anyway, my point of bringing this up is Hussein goes ghost. He calls me, tells me this, and Candace is taking over. So I speak with Candace that night for 6 hours. On that phone call, again, and this is all in my letter of resignation. This is all public information. So anything I'm telling you is not private information or anything like that. These are things that are backed by facts. But Candace proceeded to tell me that they confronted Hassan about a slew of different pieces of information, multiple affiliates having deals. And on top of that, apparently there were certain loans that were taken out that were not paid back, whatever the case may be. But they confronted him about this. In her words, Hassan couldn't face the music. He said, if you think you could run the company better, here you go. Here are the keys. Okay. Now, when Suhail and Alicia joined eaCONomy, I want to make something very clear. I was so about their success. I wanted nothing more than for those two to win because I saw a lot of myself in Suhail and I really felt for their situation. They were struggling. Alicia was in a position where her bank balance was in the negative. Suhail was, promoting, different programs that weren't working. And, I made sure that they were looked after in eaCONomy. And they got a really, good opportunity in eaCONomy, a really good opportunity, an opportunity that was far better than an opportunity I had. And it was really, the set was staged for them to go out there and absolutely smash it. And they've done it. And good on them. They've been able to capitalize on an opportunity and really blow it out of the water. But one of the main reasons why this video is even happening, again, is because of what happened to Jose very recently. So I want to fast forward through all the fluff and just get to the meat and potatoes because I want to make this as quick as possible. We could follow up later if we have to. I don't know what's going to happen, but either way, it doesn't matter. So fast forward to Candace takes over. Oh my God, there's so much infighting drama with Lily Zaremba and this guy and, with Suhail and Alicia. They hate each other. So much negative stuff happened. And Candace, we go on tour with Candace. We do 5 cities. And then when she goes back home, she essentially disappears. And then Hassan takes back over as CEO. Now, when Hassan takes back over as CEO, him and I have no communication together whatsoever. All I know is that Alicia had signed an NDA with Hassan before he came back. They spoke on the phone for a couple of hours. I don't know what happened on that call, but after that call, everything changed. I completely lost all of my footing as a top leader and representative in the company. The guy who's been in the company for 18 months, built it with blood, sweat, and tears and everything I had. And it was a very weird situation, but I said, you know what? I'm going to be a team player, not make a big deal out of it. Now, in April, I'm told that there's some big leader that's coming to eaCONomy, but I can't know who this person is. Turns out this person is Jose Ardon. And I'm like, well, when can I find out? Oh, we don't know. There's NDAs. We can't tell you. Cool. Now, mind you, this is in my downline. Then I have a conversation with Alicia and she says, look, we're going to tell you who it is. And then they end up missing the call and they're like, look, Hassan doesn't want you to know who it is. And I said, okay, no problem. Where's this person being placed? He said he's going to be the master distributor of the company. I said, great. If it's somebody who's amazing and who's going to take the company to the next level, I'm all for it. I don't care. I don't care about recognition. I don't care about none of that stuff. I'm not here for ego. I just want to see everybody win. So then I see on social media that Lily, who never followed Jose before, liked and commented on his picture and followed him. And I sent a screenshot of that to Suhail and Alicia. And I said, wow, it's amazing that I have to find out from my downline social media activity who the guy is coming in who's going to go above me. Why couldn't you guys just tell me? At that moment, Suhail denied the fact that it was Jose Ardon. He denied it at that level, said someone bigger, who knows what it is. Anybody can assume whatever they want. It doesn't matter. So I was just like, all right, whatever, who cares? So now Jose's coming into the company and I'm thinking to myself, okay, things are bad right now. Hassan and I haven't talked. This is going on over here. Alicia and Suhail are doing this kind of stuff. When we get to Dubai for this event that I've paid for, partially, we'll get everybody in the room, we'll clear the air, and everything will be fine. Now, unbeknownst to me, on May 1st, I ended up getting an email from eaCONomy Compliance saying that they have grounds to terminate me for defamation and slander, but they're not going to do that. They're going to offer 2 options for me. And those 2 options were either I could quit the company, leave, nobody gives a shit, or I could make maybe $50K a month for the next 6 months, and then I'd have to build my second leg. And to me, I was like, first of all, I don't understand why I have to sacrifice my hard work and dedication, everything that I've done, for someone else to come in and go above me? Are we making way for this person as a deal? And look, if we are, cool. Let's have a man-to-man conversation and say, look, like, let's talk about the financial health of the company and let's make proper decisions moving forward. I'm here to play ball. I'm here to play team. No problem. So Hassan tells me this and I'm just like, all right, whatever. So I reach out to David Sisson and I say, look, let's talk to Hassan. I want to have a face-to-face conversation with him. Now, David and I had a very unique relationship because while Hassan was out as CEO, he was sharing a lot of private information with me about Hassan and Candace and things of that nature, which I won't get into on here, but I think it's really funny that he also wrote a sworn written statement. But again, I like David. He's got a good family, so, we're not going to get into the details of that at this moment. Anyway, David and I talk. I explained to him the entire situation. I said, look, everything that everybody knows about Hassan and what he's not supposed to be doing and the loans and the deals, it didn't come from me. That came from Candace. Candace came here and told multiple distributors what was going on. It wasn't from me. You can go look at all my text messages, phone calls, emails, everything. The only people who I ever spoke to about Hassan and his business dealings was Candace, Michael, and then the people who they decided to tell. Simple. Very, very simple. Okay? No more, no less. Now, obviously, after the fact, when people found this out, everyone grew cold to Hassan and nobody wanted him to come back into the company. Okay? And that's when dialogue started happening. Distributors were openly having discussions about these things and people were crying. Hassan should never come back to the company. Why are there talks that Hassan's coming back to the company? I remember at one point, Suhail was even saying he's going to go to Go Global. He knows a top leader there. He's going to get a sick deal and run a PAM account. Oh, I have a text message for that as well. Anyway, so I explained all this stuff to David, and David secured a meeting for me and Hassan face-to-face in the UAE. And I spoke with Hassan. I said, look, if you feel like I violated Guy Code, I'm sorry, bro. If I hurt your family in any way, I'm sorry, bro. But one thing you have to understand is I did not divulge this information. Your wife is the one who went and told all these people what's going on. It wasn't me. It wasn't me, and I could prove that. And you probably already have evidence that that's the case. So I know for a fact that I'm only being removed to make way for this guy, Jose Ardon. So I said, look, you might own that company. I own that genealogy structure, bro. So let's do the right thing and make a deal that makes sense. Let's figure out a way in good faith to make this happen. Now, while I'm having this conversation with him, he hasn't paid me $18,150 from the week prior, okay? And this is a Wednesday. On Thursday, I texted him. On that night, actually, I texted him and said, Hassan, I forgot to mention to you in person, right? And he told me, give me 24 hours. Let me think about it. We'll figure this out. This is what he told me face to face. So I texted him that night saying, hey, I completely forgot to mention to you in person, and I have text messages to prove this. I said, what about my pay from last week? He texted me on Friday saying, I'm going to pay you on Monday. And I was like, why on Monday? What about my pay for today? And he's like, I'm still deciding on that. And that's when I realized that this individual is not here on good faith to have a real grown-up business conversation with me. And I had no choice but to wake up in the morning and resign from my position because I wasn't going to accept any hush money. I wasn't going to also sell myself out and sell my soul, take a deal, be quiet. So for what? And I told myself, like, how can I get on stage 5 years from today, 10 years from today, talk about, being a leader and doing the right by people. And, I did what I did. Prior to that, my contract before I wasn't an affiliate technically. I was literally working for eaCONomy with my contract. So whatever the case may be, I wasn't willing to do that. So I woke up in the morning, wrote a very nice letter of resignation. I made a very respectful video on Instagram, social medias, and I left right before the event. Funny enough, I saw Jose Ardon in the hotel lobby that morning I resigned, and he had no clue what was going on. Now, what's very, very interesting is now with Jose, he also hadn't talked to Hassan for a couple weeks or months prior to this situation. And then in addition to that, he also was just let go via email. Compliance email saying, hey, your contract's canceled, whatever. Apparently he's owed money. I don't know the entire semantics and the details of his situation, but how far is this going to have to go before the industry is completely ruined by bad actors like this? How far are distributors willing to go to backbite and backstab their friends and their affiliates for their own personal gain? How far are people willing to go to hurt other people, to take off their plate, to fill their own plate up? How far are people willing to go? At what level does this stop? At what level does this end up changing? Because, okay, sure, you did this to me. You did this to Yasin. You did this to Ali Madawi. You did this to other people. Cool. Now you're going to do it to a guy who's been in the industry for 21 years and expect for people not to speak up and expect for people to not ask what is going on? This is by far the dumbest chess move in the world. I personally, in my God's honest opinion, cannot for the life of me understand why anybody, a CEO, would think that this is okay. From a moral perspective, from an ethical perspective, and logically, unless there's too many deals on the table and the company cannot pay. Now, my whole thing is, I know for a fact that in this situation, you have leaders who are taking deals that are coming after the fact, that are already in positions where there already are deals. And that's literally putting people in a position where they're struggling, where the people are being blessed in situations where they shouldn't be blessed. Whatever the case may be, it's starting, from my perspective, this is not a healthy environment for people to continue to grow and scale. Now, it's been 10 months since all this shit went down for me. And, honestly, I've thought about doing a full-blown exposure, like to talk about Suhail and Alicia and their evil doings, their backbiting, all of the negative things that they do, the negative things that they say about Lily and, all the leaders in the company and Fabiana and different people in the company. And I've thought about this multiple times, and I've taken the high road at every level. And I've gone on and I've tried to launch other businesses in different companies. But what really pissed me off is I was launching a product called Trade Buddy. And when I was launching this product, I ended up, just by fate of luck, using a developer that was going to launch my company, my product called Trade Buddy, which was the same developers who were launching Echo AI, which is a product from eaCONomy. Now, what's really funny about this is Sam got on a Zoom with thousands of people and told people that this is an in-house proprietary piece of equipment that they've been developing for like the past 4 years, and someone offered him $7 million for it, but he didn't sell it. Instead, he's giving it to the eaCONomy affiliates, which is complete bullshit. I'm using the same developers. Like, what are you talking about? So Hassan found out that I'm using those developers. He ended up not allowing them to launch my product. He delayed my launch 4 weeks. And I got on the phone with the developers and I have the conversation. And I asked the developers straight, is this because Hassan? And they said, yes. He reached out to us and said that we can't have the same dashboard UI design. So at every level, at every single time I'm trying to move on, you continue to step on my neck. You continue to chat shit about me. You continue to tell negative stories about me, defame me. And how long do you expect me to just sit here like a nice guy and not redeem myself? Because look, I'm going to go build in the industry, and I'm a phenomenal leader, and I've always put people first, and I will continue to build, and I will continue to be relevant in the space. That's never going to change, right? But the one thing I'm also not going to do is I've given multiple chances of sincerity, multiple chances of honesty, multiple chances of just shutting up when I could have spoken out. Imagine if I had told the truth the day when this all happened. Imagine I did a Zoom call and told everybody what the actual facts were of the situation. Okay? It would have been a completely different ballgame, but I don't tear people down to build myself up. Now it's become an obligation for me to do this because obviously I'm in legal proceedings, and that's going to go wherever it goes. And then we're in this situation right now where, again, it's happening to yet another leader, and there are people in the company who will defame Jose to protect their own check. So I'm here to ask you to use your brain. I'm here to tell you that not everything is what it seems. And I could have done this a long time ago. And a lot of people view silence as admission of guilt. But me, I rested on my laurels and I stayed quiet. And I truly wanted and tried very hard to move on with my life. But I feel like there's a part of me that can't go to the next level or the next step until I just clear this up, because there's so many people who think a lot of negative things about me right now in the industry, people in eaCONomy, outside of eaCONomy. And what's even worse is around my wedding, people commented on my wedding posts, and they ended up getting suspended and their pay held for engaging with me on social media. So everybody in eaCONomy had to unfollow me and block me. Most people have, and most people did. So I want you to ask yourself, how is that integrity? How does that make any sense? How is that legal? You can't do that. You physically cannot do that. I never told anybody ever, don't follow this person, don't follow that person. This doesn't make any sense. So from a perspective of ethics, I've kept my mouth quiet. I've allowed the universe and God to do their magic. But now when you go out to this level and you do something like this to a guy like Jose, nobody is off the chopping block with these people. And I have a message from Alicia where she says, you know, Ali Madawi out, Yasin out, this person out, who's next? And my response was, hopefully no one. What type of people are we dealing with? So again, guys, hopefully this makes sense to you. I really just wanted to kind of clear the air, and I think I've done it, honestly, in the best way possible. Again, my main goal is to say I never have ever committed any acts of sexual harassment in my entire life. I've always built every business I was in. You could go talk to any CEO or leaders that I've ever worked under, and they'll only tell you good things about me. I wasn't blessed with a deal when I first joined eaCONomy. I came in 0-0. I flew myself out. I paid for my own food. I stayed in my own hotel. I wasn't wined and dined, nothing like that. And, you know, at the end of the day, this is the information. The jury is out. It's up to you to decide what you think. And that's that. So hopefully this makes sense. I'm excited for the next chapter of my life. It's March 2024. I'm really looking forward to the next couple of months. I'm going to be launching some incredible things, and I really just appreciate each and every single person, regardless of how you feel about me. But this felt so good, you have no idea, and I'm so ready for the next chapter of my life. I appreciate you all like crazy. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Take care, stay blessed, and hopefully I don't have to do a follow-up video. Take care, and we'll catch you on the next one.